it just got flat. You know what it is? It's a print.
Good.
It's a big one too.
Big one?
Yeah, it's a big print. So.
Well, maybe I'll find it for you.
I was gonna say it could be one of the ones y'all got last week.
No, they wouldn't be here this long. Oh, what's this?
Dude.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, I ain't about to get got.
Shoot that joker.
I don't know if you want to.
Dude.
It's actually, wait, let me get this on film while you get stabbed in the leg.
No, I don't want to get stabbed.
That don't want nothing to do with no big old sting. I don't know if anyone does.
Dude.
Dude, I'm stabbing.
Dude.
There's your arrow.
Oh, go. Keep going. Where's the arrow? Go. Oh, it's like awful.
Dude.
Coming back. Is it coming? Oh, he's coming to you! Alright. Let's keep going.
Bryan, where's the flounder?
That's the question of the day, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Voodoo shrimp gets it done.
Nice.
Monster.
Picker.
Watch this. Stud. Yeah, stud. Yeah.
Flounder are real.
I do. He's a stud.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go up on the shore. Look at that thing.
Straight up going out, dude.
How's it feel?
It's exhilarating.
All that walking worth it.
100%, you know. Look at this thing.
Dude, that's a good one. A real good one. How much do you think he weighs?
A couple pounds.
Yeah.
Definitely my biggest.
String him up to your board shorts.
He'll go in the backpack. That's gonna be a small.
Stick him in there. He'll fit. He'll fit.
Oh my goodness, bro.
He barely fits. His tail's sticking out.
This is amazing.
Isn't it? Look, he doesn't even fit.
And how does it feel to catch a stud flounder?
So it's April 2020. And as I sit and I think about the season that we are in with the coronavirus and everything that's happening, there has been one massive lesson that the Lord has been teaching me. And what I've been learning is that I am not in control. You know, it seems like that's something that we would and should know. And honestly, I would say I do know, but it's just been a pretty evident reminder and lesson that has been so helpful for me to learn. You know, in James chapter 4, it talks about this person who makes these statements, and they make these statements in such a way that they are declaring almost as if they know for sure what is going to happen in their lives. And they say, you know, we're going to go to a place and we're going to live there for this amount of time and we're going to make this much money. And James, and then he communicates, he says, yet you do not know what your life will be like tomorrow. And he goes on to say that your life is just a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes away. And it's interesting to think about that when we think about what the coronavirus has been doing. I mean, how many of us had plans for this summer? How many of us had plans for the month of April, the month of May, whether it be work or graduation? And yet, all of a sudden, everything we thought we had planned, everything that we would have said is for sure going to happen, is in the air. And some of those things have been canceled. And for me, it's been such a good lesson to be reminded of in realizing that, one, I'm not in control, but two, someone is. You know, the Lord has created this world. The Lord is sovereign over it. And then, you know, if you go further into that book of James, he says, what you ought to say is, if the Lord wills, then we will do such a thing. If the Lord wills, we will live and also do this or that. And it's so helpful to remember that everything in this world, everything that is happening is under the sovereignty and control of God. You know, and there's a psalm in the Old Testament that says, our God is in the heavens and he does all that he pleases. And that's so comforting. It's comforting because we know who God is. God is not just some higher being who is sitting on some majestic throne and has no idea about what's going on. Our God knows everything. He's all present, he's all knowing, and he is fully loving, and he is kind, and he is merciful, and he is gracious. And so when we think about him being in control, it's not some, you know, giant with a magnifying glass trying to melt ants, but it's a sovereign God who created this world for a purpose. And that purpose is to glorify him. If you don't know this yet, listen. We were created by God, for God. And as a Christian, there is so much hope in that we realize that our life is not defined by our job. It's not defined by where we're going to graduate or what we're going to do this summer, but that it is defined by what our Creator defines it as. And so with that, we don't have to worry about what the coronavirus is doing, and we don't need to fret because of we're not sure of what tomorrow holds, because ultimately we trust and serve and know the God of the Scriptures who is sovereignly in control over tomorrow. Guys, listen, if you don't know this, if you don't know the Lord, if you don't have this hope, and I would encourage you to search the Scriptures. Talk to the people around you who are Christians. If you have questions and want to know more about the Lord, please reach out to myself or anyone who you know, and allow us to speak of this hope and to speak of this Jesus whom we serve. He died on the cross and rose from the dead, and he offers eternal life to those who will trust in him.
Oh yeah, I see that difference.
Oh. Still on?
That's what we're looking for. Yeah. Bro, good job. Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful one.
Very nice.
Dude, let's go. Look at that thing.
All right, I'm out of here.
How's it feel, Mikey?
Feels good. Look at that thing. Look how spotty he is. That's like the most beautiful flounder ever. Sitting right there.
Good job.
So awesome.
Nice.
Old Sanskrit snook. Dude, I just got a snook. There's like 20 over there.
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No. Look at that. That's awesome. This is fantastic.